jaw-dropping story in the Southeast Asia now. That is where crews desperately trying to track down that Malaysia Airlines flight, now missing for 5 days now.
There are new developments surrounding the plane's flight path and also new theories surrounding the pilot.
We're going to go live now to Washington and ABC's Tamon Bradley monitoring this. And Tamon, where does the investigation stand this morning?
Well, Dee and Ashley, good morning to you both. Officials have scoured a lot of sea and a lot of land, 27,000 nautical miles. They have wrapped up basically the 5th day of the search and still no sign of the missing ship. I can tell you that we're getting new information from local officials there, and that now 12 countries have joined the search for the missing plane. 42 ships, 39 aircraft, going over 27,000 nautical miles. They are searching on land and water. Authorities now believe the jet veered far off course after turning off its transponder tracking signal. They think that it may have flown over hundreds of miles of land, never sounding an alarm, and cruising into the Strait of Malacca. So the search continues, still no hard evidence, still no signs.
Being investigated right now. How seriously are authorities taking the one that the pilot may have committed suicide?
Well, they're looking at all things. They're certainly trying to get into the background of the pilot and the co-pilot. We've learned some new information about the co-pilot, that 3 years ago he invited 2 women into the cockpit with him to watch him and the pilot fly the plane. Now, that's something that they want to look into, but so far there are no signs that there was anything wrong, or that these pilots didn't do what they were supposed to do in that cockpit. But that is certainly something they are checking on. Authorities are looking at the passenger manifest, trying to learn all they can about every single person who was on board. But right now, until they find that plane and they get their hands on the black boxes, there's just no way of knowing what may have brought this jetliner down.
And like you said, Tamon, so many things they're investigating right now. What are some of the other more prominent theories out there?
Well, it's hard to speculate, but perhaps it was pilot error, perhaps it was a mechanical failure. What is remarkable is that the plane's transponder, authorities are now telling us, seemed to have been turned off. That's very unusual. The only way that would happen would be if someone, the pilot or co-pilot, turned it off, or someone who wasn't supposed to be in the cockpit got in there and turned it off, or if there was some sort of catastrophic failure and it exploded midair. Just too soon to know until they find the wreckage or the black boxes. And the clock is ticking, because the batteries for the black boxes only last for 30 days.
Thank you, Tamon Bradley. Of course, there will be much more on this investigation coming up on Good Morning America. Tamon Bradley reporting now from Washington.